Eddie needs to play. We realise how many players we are going to be missing. He needs to get match sharpness. Fair play. 519, you lot are doing mad. I do think Laka deserves more props for getting the youngsters involved in terms of his link-up play in comparison. I mean, I hear you, but I'm not going to praise a player for being a good link-up player or working hard. Respectfully to Lacazette, you should be able to do that. But I hear you, man. 600, you lot are dream chasing. I don't think we'll get to 600, but we're at 567, and I'm appreciative for all of them likes, man. That red and white shirt looks pretty good on you now, fam. Appreciative of that. Declan Rice would be a great replacement for Jacob. I mean, I love Declan Rice, but money thing. Big up Deluded, Gooner, awesome and honest insight. Has Arteta got it right to suspend Aubameyang? Well, right now, the man's not scoring. Obviously, if the man was scoring, then that will probably flip things. But yeah, based on what we've heard, he's not wrong to do what he's doing. I don't think either party is right or wrong. I think it's mad. Nice game overall. Spurs got Leicester. That's been postponed, I swear. Liverpool got Palace. Obviously, tomorrow as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitch because the only difference between today and tomorrow is I'm going to be doing the Chelsea-Everton one over on there. So if you want to join me for that Premier League game, like you have been doing for, the Arsenal-West Ham game and City Leeds tomorrow, you know what you need to do. Again, and that's what I like as well, because you look at it, West Ham went down against Chelsea. Obviously, they didn't have full strength sides, but they went a goal behind from Liverpool against Liverpool and Chelsea and got into it. I'm happy that we didn't suffer the same fate. Greetings from Norway, DG. Odegaard will sign. Just wait. Don't need to tell me to wait, Simeone, because I've been gassing up Odegaard, man. I love the guy. I think he's a baller. Big difference with Partey tonight. Still a few mistakes, but looked a lot more confident. Yep. Ramsdale gives back for confidence. Tomiyasu, what a signing. Smith and Saka, you already know. I like your content. You're not taken by the situation. We shouldn't abandon Aubameyang. Mistakes happen. It's just, there's nothing to do with it. It's just a squad game. I'd like us to bring in a striker. Good game, DG. Good game. Big up, DG. Who would you play, Smith or Odegaard? I mean, Odegaard weren't amazing today, but I don't think he could be dropped. Smith Rowe, I said it at the start, I feel a lot more comfortable with him in the team. It's one of them where I wish I could play 12 players, and it's happy to have these problems. Lacazette ain't setting the world alight, but he's playing well, and you're seeing what he gives to young players, so you can't drop him out. Saka can't be dropped. Smith Rowe, again, we just spoke about him. Odegaard, in an ideal world, Aubameyang's form would be good. Pepe's form would be good. Then literally Arteta would be having nightmares picking his strongest team week in, week out in an ideal world, because I do think it is too easy to pick the lineup. And then if you sprinkled in some, Tomiyasu, if there's another right back that could fight Tomiyasu for his spot, Saliba coming back next season and breathing down the necks of Gabriel and Ben White, who are developing. We need these good problems. There's a fine line between depth and shoehorning and all of those things, but we need these problems. It's a squad game, and we've got an average age of 23. Very few players are going to be on it from August to May. Right now, Odegaard stood up to be counted. Smith Rowe's gone up a level. A couple of others have. There's going to be seconds where they haven't and other people aren't. Martinelli wasn't getting these chances, but the chances he was getting a few months ago, it was looking scrappy. It weren't happening. Now, in the little starts and minutes he took them. And then he's obviously playing substantially now. He's slapped in another goal today. What can you say, really and truly? One of them ones. I love seeing our young players take responsibility, man. If I'm honest with you. 1 second, people. I think my delivery is here. 1 sec. I'm coming back. Yeah, it's here. I'll go eat that soon. Hey, Mexican burrito. That's gonna do me nicely. Hopefully, it's not gonna have too much toilet antics. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Pepe is done at Arsenal. He's had too many chances. There's a reason Arteta doesn't rate him. I mean, he saved Arteta's bacon last season. So I do agree with you. I don't think he's someone he wants to use in the long term. And I think, as I said, Tavares and Nketiah playing left off the bench before him tells that. But you've got to be wary of casting off players because, again, last season he saved his bacon. Season before that he played quite well. You've got to be wary. That could very well be even Aubameyang next season, towards the end of this year. Again, who knows? In an ideal world, we'd move on from these players because I don't like the whole, if Aubameyang's not going to play, I don't like to talk about money, but you've got that issue of, someone on big wages, just bleeding resources out the club. You're not using him. And then you add that, you've got your 72 million pound man, and you've got all of these sort of things. So for me, it's just, if it brings us one step closer to less sort of love dramas, then I'm all for it. That nutmeg from Martinelli, rude, should be locked up for it. I mean, they need to fight each other, broski. They need to. If there's going to be games, we need that direct Martinelli off the left. But I'm not going to lie, there was moments in that game, probably at halftime, I was thinking it looks a congested game. Sorry, it probably is one where you want your Smith Rowe in these pockets, and we was backed up with that. Obviously, a man come off the bench and bagged. Didn't think about injuries. I've been way too comfortable with the selected guys tonight. It's a long road, man. We've played 17 games, people. What's that? 21 games more. My maths is poor, but I swear there's 21 Premier League more games to play. Now, we all know no two games are the same. Leeds and West Ham this week, is it going to be the same? Much less all the twists and turns and positive and highs and lows that are going to come next season, next year, sorry. So I'm not saying these players are going to get a look back in. By all means, move people on, bring other players in. Oh, my God. Bring other players in. If not, it is what it is. I can't lie. Ward-Prowse, sorry, people. They're showing the highlights of the other thing. What a free kick against Crystal Palace. What a free kick. Oh, Conor Gallagher, he got a lot of praise. He lost the ball. Him losing the ball saw another Cobham youngster scoring Borgia, and that's not quite the screamer of Ward-Prowse, but it's up there. What a goal from Borgia. Boy. Sorry, people. It has no relevance to this. We could get 40 million for Iwobi. We should be able to get something for Pepe. We should, but at least Iwobi had the English tax. I know he played for Nigeria, but you could gas it. And them times there, we was lying that there's a little bit of potential there for something to happen. Come on, man. Big up everyone that's been part of this. Xhaka was making me nervous. Couldn't understand why he played a full 90. Bit harsh to say he made you nervous. Unpopular opinion, Lacazette is a better player for the team. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. How many points do you reckon we'll get from our next 3 Leeds, Norwich away, Wolves? I mean, I don't know, because, I would say what you need is 7 to 9 points. You can't have any less than that, What I would say is at home, all right, cool. I don't know. I don't want to say with confidence, but I think you should be beating Wolves at home. I think there's a direct contrast between how we're playing at home and away. Norwich at Ellen Road is going to be buzzing. You saw the United game. So can we cope with that? So far this season, I know we've beat Burnley and I know we've beat Leicester, but we've gone on the road and it ain't really been a wavy thing. The same goes with Leeds. Obviously, Ellen Road, we got a point there. Yeah, their form's bad, but as you know, all it takes is the 12th man, and we have a bit of that culture shock. So I would say you need 7 to 9 points. You can't get 7 to 9 points if you're serious about getting this top 4 thing. And on paper, they're all winnable games. But all them teams are going to, regardless of Arsenal winning today, we know, sadly, teams fancy us, West Ham, I don't know why. They're probably sitting there saying, bloody hell, how did we lose to Arsenal? Why didn't we try something? Because they had half opportunities. So, yeah, man, I don't know for the points tally, bro. But, it's easier, always easier when you win games. Glad you're doing well now. I appreciate that, my guy. I hope everyone else is still doing well. I want to give Odegaard Partey another try. I do as well. But right now, we're not going to be experimental. Like right now, it looks like this is going to be the thing that works. So let's just stick with it, innit? When we move the ball quick, we look more like a strong team. Of course, team, obviously, as a defender, it's easy to defend when you can see shirts and things are pedestrian, When you're doing things at pace, of course, that's going to be the case, my guy. It's just like with us. Why do you think we look any team will look 10 times better when your defenders aren't being pressed on the ball? Everton beat us because they pressed our defenders and forced them to get rid of it and into that midfield. The problem is, you know, that never happened today, amongst other things. So anytime you do things at pace, humble burrito, my guy. Tomiyasu, man of the match. What's our best lineup for you at this point in time, DG? I don't know, my guy, man. I think, you know, the back five speaks for itself. You know, Kieran Tierney, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, the two centre halves in Gabriel and Ben White. I still think the grey area is the midfield because I'm on trying Odegaard and Partey. I think Partey and Xhaka played well today and did all right against Southampton, but there's still elements across both games where you're like, you know, Lokonga's come in and been good at times, but worse at others. El Nene's hit and miss. I still think there's question marks at this moment in time. Ainsley's probably hard done by. I'd probably keep everything the same, really. I'd probably keep everything the same. The only thing is probably, you know, it's harsh. Literally for Leeds, I might just take. I think Odegaard was good, but I might just take Odegaard out for Smith Rowe purely because Smith Rowe's grabbed the headlines today. Yeah, I don't think until Martinelli has a iffy game or shows that he needs a bit of a rest, I don't think you can play around there. I don't think you can disrupt what Saka and Tomiyasu have going on as a partnership as well. Midfield is the centre midfield is where I'd say is open season because I'm not really convinced with what we've got really and truly. I still think we need two really. If I'm honest with you, even though we won today, I think we would see, you know, the past, you know, when we scored them goals against Southampton, when we've put these moves together, even in the away games, when we move the ball fast, as my man just said, I think a part of it is the mentality, but a lot of it is because of the midfield. I think if we had more press resistant midfielders and guys progressively, you're attacking players, the Sakas, the Teenys are from fullback, all these guys, they stay further in the opponent's half. There's no coincidence Saka done a lot better when he's not receiving it with 10 men around him on the halfway line. You know, come on now, people. Martinelli the same. Him and Tierney are popping off 1-2s. Lacazette's getting into better pockets. You know, I think a lot of it is psychologically because we don't do it enough again, but a lot of it is because of personnel or the lack of it. I think we need to address that area, but I hope it happens next month. I can't see it, so we have to ride with what we have, in my opinion, until we can. Well, if you follow my FM stuff, Anthony's a name I don't want to hear about. It's the point where I'm starting to have a bias against him in real life. I hear we're at 600 likes, so if you run up that like button, as usual, appreciative to you. Oh, well, I don't think it's updated on my thing. It still says 500 odd, but yeah. Henri-esque finish. We as fans know nothing about transfers. We questioned Odegaard, White, and people abuse Ramsdale. We should be ashamed. Respect to Edu. I hear that, but I told you lot to give Ben White a chance. And I've been wrong about signings before, but I told you lot to give Ben White a chance. I told you lot to be positive about Odegaard. And I told you lot Ramsdale was better than you lot think. You know, obviously we want sexy names, but we've been down that. We've been buying man for peas. You know, at least we've bought a couple of players that they can go right. And God forbid, if Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, well, not really Ben White because he cost 50 M's, but if Ben White and Ramsdale stagnate, you can make your bread back. You know, too many of our players don't look like they have resale value. You know, the young players obviously do. You know, Pepe, he should be of a level where we could say you can play for another Prem team. Aubameyang, it should be a thing where we could say at least at your age we could shot you or pattern a loan or whatever if that's the thing. Our backline was quality today. Ben White and Gabriel. Apart from one moment in the second half where I feel, as I've been speaking about, there's certain incidences in games people need to take responsibility and they almost let Antonio win. There was a couple of times with Ramsdale, I'm not going to lie, his positioning at times isn't the best. But other than that, this, you know, the younger sort of players or the new players that are brought in are leading the way, which gives me positivity. But once again, you question mark the existing players. Once again, it's not really a game to scapegoat the experienced players because Xhaka, Partey, Lacazette, they all did well in their own way, man. Man's calling me a preacher. First things first, Andrew, I hope you get over COVID, my guy, and it's nothing more serious than it already is, man. I hope you enjoy your holiday as well, man, and love for the praise, man. Man, I'd say I enrolled Prowse properly, man. I don't know about the loan thing. They're not letting him go on loan. Deserved, you played very well. Bakayo was a 1v1 demon. You know when S is praising Saka, there's something there, man. He must be doing that right. Love that, man. The lows of being an Arsenal fan admittedly make the highs feel higher even after having an ish week. Boy, I don't know for any of that, my guy, man. I think you just got to take Arsenal for what it is. Enjoy these wins, enjoy these lows, but accept where we are as a football club. I feel if you truly, you know, get too down or get too excited, not you necessarily, but I just think people are excitement. 4 home clean sheets in a row, fair play. DJ, at this stage, are you confident about trusting the process? Not necessarily, you know. I like what we're doing. We're in a good position, you know. For me, it's as simple as ending up in this. If you can answer simple questions in May, that I can see a proper system, that I can see consistency, that I can see building blocks, that we're among